We've got the all-new Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
There's a lot to talk about with this one, and it's big. Let's get inside. Ah, God bless. Love what's under the hood of this. Well, let's get into it. What is under the hood of this?
A 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with a 48-volt mild hybrid system called EQ Boost. It has a 9-speed automatic transmission, 496 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. It goes 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds.
The base engine in the S500 has an inline 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo, also with EQ Boost, 429 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. It goes 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.9 seconds. Now, some of you probably have questions around V8, Mercedes-Benz. If you've been following the news, that still is to come in Questions, Coffee, and Cars. But right now, what do you get with this? What are the key standard features?
Here's what the S580 comes with in Canada: a 12.8-inch OLED touchscreen, a 12.3-inch digital driver display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a wireless charger, heated 16-way power front seats with memory, heated armrests, heated rear seats, heated steering wheel, a panoramic sunroof, and the Burmester 3D surround system.
There's no dial here. There's no buttons any longer. No. But we can still put it in what, Andrea?
You got to put it in S for subscribe. And if you can hit the notification bell, you'll be notified when those videos drop, and then you can watch them all.
And we do a lot, 5 a week. We do this, the couple car review, every Wednesday.
We drop another couple car review every Saturday.
Monday, it's the live show.
Tuesday's always a comparison.
And Friday, some cool old or collectible car. The only way to find out is to subscribe. Also follow along on Instagram. Andrea's is motormouth_Andrea. For me, it's motormouth_auto, and the links are below. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. So the S-Class is the pinnacle of Mercedes-Benz traditional luxury.
Yeah.
Does it drive like a traditional luxury car?
It sure does. It is a little bit floaty-boaty and smooth, but boy, even though it has all that power and torque, you don't really want to drive it very fast. You just want to cruise.
Yeah, it does have an air suspension.
Yeah.
It's standard equipment, and you do have a dynamic switch here. I joke there's no buttons, there's only a couple, and you can go all the way up to Sport Plus, but even in its sportiest mode, it never forgets that it's really a traditional luxury sedan. It always has this isolated, pillowy kind of effect.
Yeah, if you're looking for a dynamic drive, you're not finding it here in this S-Class.
But when you ask it to, when you really kick it and you want to merge on the highway or something, there's more than ample power with this.
Sure.
So the power is there, but the prestige and the pillow effect is going at a 10.
Yeah.
Now, what about the way this thing looks? I think they did a dynamite job.
Yeah.
It screams S-Class, you know what it is, but it's just molded now.
Well, Mercedes-Benz was going for a modern and simplistic look. You can see that those creases on the side of this vehicle are now gone. It has a bigger and bolder grille, and I really like the back end of it. Those taillights look super sharp.
Yeah, the back, the way the taillights are molded into the bodywork is seamless. And the door handles are now flush. They pop out when you walk towards the car. I think it's a bit gimmicky, but it certainly looks clean.
It does look clean. I like this color as well. It almost has an undertone of a brown when it's in the sunshine.
Actually, we had an Audi A7 that it was called Havana Black.
Yes.
And it was the same kind of thing. This one's got more metallic in it.
We've got the sport trim on this, so it's got the AMG body styling. We've also upgraded to 21-inch wheels. They're AMG wheels, and I think that the design really makes a big difference.
The wheels make it for me.
Yeah.
This car, this color, these wheels, yep, sign me up. All right, we're going to get into the interior. I just want to let you know that we do have a lot to talk about in the interior coming up in Questions, Coffee, and Cars. But overall, this is all new.
It's all new, and this is really going to be the look of all Mercedes-Benz vehicles moving forward. We see it with the GLC coming our way, and we've got this big 12.8-inch OLED screen and a 12.3-inch digital driver display. I like it. I'm okay with it.
A lot of people hate the tablet stuck on the dash looks. It looks like they just bought screens and stuck them on. We're going to get into this, as I mentioned, coming up.
I really like the air vents in here. I like the design and the shape of them. They're moving away from the round air vents that we see in all Mercedes-Benz vehicles. Of course, you get the 64 LED color ambient lighting, which looks beautiful at night. I didn't want to get out of this car when I went to take the night pictures. Wait till you see them. Stunning.
And the seats. These have the headrest pillows.
Yep.
The back seat is opulent. Lots of control. You know, they know what they're doing with this stuff.
There's so much room in that second row. You can see Zach getting in, and the leg room for me is just wonderful. You can really spread out. I can see why somebody would want to be driven around in this in the back seat.
And when you recline the rear seats, it thinks, oh, it's time for a nap. So it rolls up the side shades, it rolls up the sun screens, and you can just go for a nap.
You know, for $140,000, it should come with a lot of standard features, and it does. You can upgrade with packages. We have up to $27,000 Canadian extra in options on this. So it does add up if you want all the extras. You can even get a whole entertainment system for the back seat. One thing I have to say is the Burmester 3D sound system is amazing, and you can get an optional 4D sound system, which is probably incredible. We've got the 3D in here, and I like it a lot.
Yes.
That's the thing about this vehicle is you get in it, you take your time, it feels luxurious. It would be great for long road trips. The music that you're playing is wonderful. The cabin is quiet. And I feel like I'm really isolated in this. And it's kind of comparable if you've ever been first class on a plane in the pod. Just so relaxing.
Yeah, but when you go on a road trip, Andrea, you have to take luggage. So how did this do with carry-on and a cooler?
Really well. This is a large sedan. Take a look at all the space that it has for a carry-on and a cooler. It is quite a deep cargo area.
All right, we're going to get into more about this interior now and have a coffee break.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Looking forward to your review. Thank you. Would you say the EQS has overtaken the S-Class as the new Mercedes flagship model? I would say, well, it's all electric, so I wouldn't say it's taken over, but I think that they'll be equal. It's just that one's going to want a gas model. Another consumer is going to want an electric model.
My theory, my prediction, I should say, is that these are going to run in tandem through this cycle.
Yeah.
And then this will go away, and then it'll be EQS. You know, Mercedes, Daimler, all of these major brands are moving towards electrification. Also remember, this car is immensely popular worldwide.
Yeah.
And some jurisdictions, they're not going to have zero emission mandates. Places like the Middle East.
Well, interestingly enough, you know, there's some stats out that show that this long wheelbase in Canada that we have on the S580 is the most popular. In fact, 9 out of 10 buy it over the short wheelbase. We still have the short wheelbase in Canada as the S500 model.
Yeah, in the US, in the previous generation, they got rid of the short wheelbase, but a few select Canadians still like that one.
Other than the high price, are there any other negatives about this car? There are.
Well, when we first picked this car up, I said to Andrea, it just looks like money.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the week that we've been driving it, it's not $100 bills, it's $50 bills. There are a few shortcomings, and most of it is about the front cabin area here.
Yeah.
So they got rid of the dual panel screens, the MBUX. They've
Yes.
gone to this single screen. They also got rid of the controller, which I like because I like to change the radio and the phone. That's really what I use most is the radio and the phone.
Yeah.
And I don't get fingerprints all over the screen.
Yeah, you like that system a lot. Look, I think that they've done a good job. It's very Tesla inspired to put that big screen at the center console. I'm not going to knock Mercedes-Benz for it. This is impressive technology, but I do understand what you're saying. This is a very big vehicle. It has a column shifter. There is room for a dial at the center console, and you would make Zach so happy if you continued to do it.
But I'm not done. I'm just getting started. There's no volume knob. You've got this sort of haptic feedback. Listen, we've been down this road before. People like me and others like a volume knob.
Yeah.
That's not there. And now, what about all this piano black? I mean, is this inspired by Kia? Like, honestly.
This is the problem. People are sick of piano black. They don't want it anymore. We see it on a lot of inexpensive vehicles. Mercedes-Benz calls this high gloss piano black lacquer. We all know it's piano black. Is it better quality piano black?
Maybe.
Sure. It is a higher quality lacquer. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, but Andrea, it doesn't matter whether it's high quality or not. It still shows fingerprints and dust.
There is some lovely poplar wood trim in here. I quite like it. You know, I'm not crazy about these shiny trims. Just give me some brushed aluminum and I'm a happy gal.
Okay, I've saved the best for last. So this screen has a aluminum bezel around it, and then it attaches to plastic backing. It's actually sharp along here. I want people to listen because I'm going to scratch it. You can hear that. In addition, I drive with my one leg against the door, kind of like that. It's quite comfortable for me. And I was wearing shorts the other day. It was very hot. And that's sharp as well. That edge is sharp. This edge is sharp. Can you feel that there?
I can. Now, the top of the screen is not as sharp. It is still a bit rough. But at the bottom, it's really sharp. Like, I feel like I could cut my finger.
Well, that's what happened.
Like a paper cut.
The first time I had this car, I moved my hand along like this to go to the screen. And I was like, what?
I know. These sorts of things on a vehicle that's almost $140,000 Canadian, this just can't be inside. Now, I do like the Nappa leather, the light gray and the black. I think it is well done. Even the steering wheel has got leather and this poplar trim, and it looks lovely. Is there a V8 AMG S-Class coming? Well, from what we know, Mercedes-Benz is really focusing on electrification. And the rumor is that the AMG S-Class is going to come as a plug-in hybrid. And the rumor is, another rumor, that it could have 700 horsepower, which is pretty exciting. But what about that sound of a V8, an AMG V8?
They'll just pipe that through the stereo.
That's what I think.
Okay, so the other thing you need to catch up on is for 2022, so this upcoming model year, Mercedes is not supplying any V8 equipped cars. So think of the G-Wagon and all those high-powered AMG cars. This is the only vehicle that Mercedes-Benz is going to supply V8 engines to for the upcoming model year. This is all because of production shortages, but is it opening a window for them to transition to those other models after this chip shortage comes to an end? My bet is probably. We'll have to wait and see. So that's it. Thank you so much for all your questions. Keep them coming. And if you want to follow along, it's motormouth_Andrea. And now because you hear the music, oh, wait for this. It's time for nightlife. We keep one question back from Questions, Coffee, and Cars and expand on it. It's our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea? Over the past years, there has been fierce competition between the Mercedes S-Class, the BMW 7 Series, and the Audi A8. Which of these cars do you think will take the throne of luxury sedans in its new generation? Now, Mrs. Spencer, before you start, may I remind you, you do have a 12 o'clock lunch at the Four Seasons. Thank you for that. Now, I'd just like to also inform you, as somebody that drives these cars on a regular basis, the S-Class is the preferred large luxury sedan around the world. It is the best seller. Wow, you really know your stuff, and I will agree with you. You are driving me around quite often, enjoying the S-Class, and I would agree with you. This vehicle is so luxurious, whether you're in the front seat or the back, the smooth and comfortable drive that we all feel in this S-Class. I would definitely say that this would be my pick out of all of them. Now, I have had a chance to drive the competition for other clients, and it is worth having a look.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the BMW 750i with a twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 and an 8-speed automatic transmission. 523 horsepower, and a starting price of just under $124,000.
Next is the Audi A8 with a twin-turbo V8 and an 8-speed automatic transmission, 453 horsepower, and a starting price of $125,000.
The Lexus LS 500 has a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 with a 10-speed automatic transmission, 416 horsepower, and a starting price of under $105,000.
The Genesis G90 has a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 420 horsepower, and a starting price of just under $90,000. What a deal. So there are 4 luxury sedans for you to consider.
Look at this tablet in the back seat, how it lifts so easily. They've thought of everything.
And it might just be time for vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. The S500 starts at $123,500. The S580 is just under $140,000, and price as tested $166,650. JD Power gives the S-Class an overall score of 75 out of 100 and a quality and reliability score of 74 out of 100. CarEdge states the S-Class will retain 46% of its value after 5 years.
Here's the fuel economy for the 580. 14.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 9.4 on the highway. That's 17 miles per gallon city, 25 miles per gallon highway. Mercedes-Benz offers a 4-year 80,000 kilometer warranty or 50,000 miles. Now, Mrs. Spencer, I have a notification on the dash here. It says it's time for lightning round.
Oh.
It says 2 things you like, 2 things you don't. Now, Mrs. Spencer, I have a notification on the dash here. It says it's time for lightning round. 2 things you like, 2 things you like to see improved.
Well, I love this V8 engine. I mean, who doesn't? And I love the luxurious feel of this S-Class. What I'd like to see improved is get rid of the piano black. This is a very expensive vehicle. And how about bringing the center console dial back, even if it's just for Zach?
I really like spending a day working behind the wheel of this S-Class, and I certainly like the wheels. They look great on this model. What I like to see improved, well, they could get rid of all the sharp edges and they could bring back the controller.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Zach, this was really fun. I mean, a really good shtick, me sitting in the back seat, being driven around, living the dream. But what's with the hat?
Oh, I'm just the captain of my ship, ma'am.
Oh, God. I really enjoyed driving this S-Class for a week. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do it if we weren't doing what we do. But I do think there's a few things they could work on.
I liked it. I didn't love it. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.